Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we're delving back into supermarket territory, and you'll have to excuse the amplified vibrations. I seem to be getting bombarded with messages as I record this video. But yeah, so going back over to Tesco, because I think that's the only supermarket that is stocking this. Could be completely misinformed about that. There might be other stockists now. But yeah, we're looking at the Juicy Fruit Pale Ale collaboration between Hop Stuff and North Brewing Company. So this is a Juicy Fruit Pale Ale clocking at 4.5% ABV. Here we present our first collaboration with North Brewing Company, Juicy Fruit Pale Ale. You guessed it, it's a juicy, fruity beer. So, ingredients are water, barley, wheat, oats, hops, guava puree, passion fruit puree, and yeast. And of course, Hop Stuff coming out of London, North coming out of Leeds. So, yeah, when this first landed, there was a little bit of, what would you really, would you really call it sort of like, what's that word I'm looking for? Controversy. There was a little bit of a controversial notions because a lot of people found this beer to be very sour. Luckily, a lot of people said they actually liked it, but it was more along the lines of a sour beer as opposed to a pale ale. I'm not too sure if they have developed or changed the recipe, because we're going back a couple of months now. But yeah, I saw this in my local Tesco's. It popped up recently, so I thought, do you know what, I'll give it a try, because even if it is sour, the way people were describing it, it sounded absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, and I am a big fan of North, and Hop Stuff, don't think I've had anything from them. So just like a dirty bitch in a throated.com video, could have said that a little less clumsily. I'm sat on the floor again. So anyway, let's open the can and see what we get. So, I do like fruited IPAs and pale ales, as you know by now. Quite heavily carbonated, a nice rushing of carbonation. But beer in the glass, and need to clean that glass. I do apologise. Unsubscribe if you want to. But yeah, that is hazy as you like, and yeah, it's got this sort of like dulled down yellow colour to it, almost reminds you of pineapple juice with a bit of apple juice mixed into it. But you can't see through that at all. Lovely one finger's worth of a white head, which is dissipated quite quickly. But yeah, it's got a really nice density to it, as you would expect with a lot of pale ales and IPAs now. So let's see what we get on those. Straight away, I'm getting that sort of like, you know, that savoury funkiness you get with some fruits, but it's still got a sweetness to it. Definitely getting that. That passion fruit is just screaming out of the can. And I do like the flavour of passion fruit. Never actually eaten passion fruit. A lot of fruit flavours that I like, I've never actually eaten. But a lot of the fruit flavours I do like is because the fruit has been added to beer. So beer's also, not only does beer give me a beer belly, but it does give me an appreciation for healthy food. But you wouldn't know it anyway. But it smells nice. Gentle hoppiness to it. A little bit of that tropical mango edge, but not too much. It is more in line with a sort of like funkiness. But yeah, quite savoury on the nose the more I think about it. Anyway, it smells interesting. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. And I can kind of see where people are coming from with this beer. That is more along the lines of like sort of like a generic sour ale. I don't mean generic as in boring flavour profiles, but like, you know, just like a generic base soured ale, and then there's been fruit added to it. You're not really getting too much of a pale ale per se with this. It's more along the lines of a Goes style beer, I would say. But you definitely pick up that passion fruit. That passion fruit is definitely in your face. God knows how much they've used in in the recipe for this. But it's got that like aftertaste of like a Berliner Weisse or a Gose style beer. Relatively light body for its ABV. That savoury earthiness is still there, just like on the nose. Aftertaste, it's not the best, I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest fan of the aftertaste on this beer. But to me, there's just the right amount of fruit addition. If you rarely delve deep, you can get that it's a pale ale. But it's got that slight herbal tea character, or like a unsweetened black tea flavour, which I'm not usually the fan of. But yeah, it's a nice bit. Spilt it everywhere. It's a nice beer. Would I go out of my way to get it again? With what's available in the supermarkets now, especially Tesco's. I mean, yeah, I could get a can of Love and Hate. I could get the Fraser from Thornbridge and Forpure. There's Juice Box. There's Easy Peeler. You know, there's so many of these beers coming into supermarkets now. But would I would buy it again, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't go into this expecting a pale ale. It does feel like it could be slightly miscategorised, but the way people were describing it initially, they were like, as soon as they took a sip of it, they were like puckering it as if it was like a Flanders red ale or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But mate, I think it's nice. For the summer months, this would be perfect. Chilled down a little bit more than I have. I mean, I put it in the fridge for about an hour before I took it out again to drink it, because I forgot to put it in before I went to work. But yeah, after work drink to wind down. Interesting enough beer. If you like passion fruit, you're getting that a lot, and I do like the flavour of passion fruits. That to me is working in the beer's favour. Weird sound as I breathed in then. Please do ignore that. There's probably some underlying health issue related to that, which will become undiagnosed until it's too late. But yeah, this is it's a nice, tasty, slightly sour beer. And you do get that slight hoppiness of a pale ale, but to me that's more just like a Gose or a Berliner Weisse. Something to that degree. Let's see what happens when it's all in there, because it's definitely gone a bit more turbid. To me it's looking a bit more like that sort of like classic chicken stock. On the camera with the light hitting it straight away, that's just looking even more dense and bright. If you're going to drink it, pour it all out at once, because that's considerably better than it was as I was drinking it initially. I could imagine this tastes great straight out of the can, actually. So you don't get any of that residue left behind in the can. But yeah, once it's all in there, those fruits are coming out a bit more. But it's still... the sourness dies down a little bit, but it's still, to me, isn't really tasting too much like a pale ale. So stylistically, I think it's a little bit of a misfire. It's still a lovely little beer, don't get me wrong, but a little bit of grapefruit coming through now. So that pale ale aspect is slightly coming through a bit more. But yeah, give it a go. If you've been put off it by people's reactions to it, ignore them. You only need to listen to my opinion on a beer. Let's face it. No, you don't. That's the worst advice I could ever give. But yeah, in terms of a rating, I think it just about gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Just about that threshold where, you know, if I saw a couple of cans on the fridge, if I saw a couple of cans, if I saw a couple of cans on the shelf next time I was in the supermarket, I'd consider picking it. Oh God, I can't speak today. I'd consider picking it up again. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Definitely want to try more stuff from Hop Stuff. North Brewing Company, I'm a big fan of. And I think one of the breweries to look out for in 2019. They had a good closing end to 2018. They've got a really good bar that they opened up in Leeds that I went to. which has got the little bow boy. Oh, gorgeous food. But yeah, 4.5% collaboration, pale ale. Doesn't really sing pale ale to me, but if you like a slightly sour, fruity, gently hopped beer, definitely give it a go. Anyway, so 7 out of 10. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Are you a fan of either brewery? Recommendations, always welcome. And what's some of your favourite supermarket beers that you'd potentially like me to try in the future? As always, check out both breweries involved. If any of my friends at Failed Beer Tubers have reviewed this one, their links are going to be down below. And more importantly, I hope you'll join me next time for another beer review. So thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers.